Do you know which currency is the most important in the world? Many people will say the US dollar. Some will say British pound sterling, or others will say fuel is very important, so it will be petrodollar. But the energy currency called ATP is the most important because you cannot live without energy. The energy I want to talk about here is the chemical energy in the body. What I am using to write this article, and you are using to read this article. In general, as long as you live, you will need it. So today, let's discover together how this currency is created and also creates oxygen for us to breathe. It all starts with the process called the foundation of life, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplasts of plant cells, specifically in the chlorophyll-containing organelles called thylakoids. The process can be divided into two main stages, the light-dependent reactions and the light-independent reactions Calvin's cycle. Let's get to the light-dependent reaction first. When the sun begins to shine, chlorophyll absorbs light energy from the sun and converts it into chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADPH. This process takes place in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplasts. The way things work would be as follows. Light energy excites electrons in chlorophyll molecules, which are then transferred along an electron transport chain. As electrons move through the chain, the energy is used to pump protons H+ across the thylakoid membrane, creating a proton gradient. The flow of protons back into the stroma through ATP synthase generates ATP, while an ADP+ molecules are reduced to form NADPH by accepting electrons and protons. Now let's get to the light-independent reaction, also known as the Calvin cycle. This process takes place in the stroma of the chloroplasts. ATP and NADPH produced in the light-dependent reactions are used to convert carbon dioxide into organic molecules such as glucose. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is fixed into a 5-carbon compound called ribulose bisphosphate rub by the Rubisco enzyme. The resulting 6-carbon compound undergoes a series of enzymatic reactions, ultimately producing glucose and regenerating rub. This cycle consumes ATP and NADPH generated in the light-dependent reactions. And that's how photosynthesis works. Photosynthesis is a vital process that helps sustain life on Earth by producing oxygen and organic molecules needed for energy and growth. Without photosynthesis, Earth's atmosphere would lack oxygen and life as we know it would not be possible. This process not only takes place in trees and plants, it also takes place in algae and some other monophyletic plants. But while they work hard every day to maintain the natural world, many of us pay no attention and destroy the environment, or more accurately, cut off our own way of life. If you were me, what would you do?